Welcome everybody to Khaliis Take. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you can get the newest content first. But let's just go ahead and jump right in. I was listening to Skip and Shannon, and I read my reports, checked out Yahoo Sports as well, and it just seems like the Lakers are basically, where they are right now. I would say they're almost forcing LeBron into early retirement. And the way it looks with this team right now, they're 14-21. They're not getting anywhere, and they don't know when Anthony Davis is going to return. So listen to Skip and Shannon speak on it as well. It really just kind of gives it more context, because it kind of gives it more validity that, LeBron himself, in the comments that he, put out himself, which you can read on yahoosports.com and or you can read on yahoo.com, and you can find it yourself and see the comments where, he says, in his mind, he's playing at a high level and his mind is there. He's doing all he can and playing at the elite level, but it doesn't mean anything. It's almost like he's playing meaningless basketball. Now, that's not his quotes verbatim, but you can go check out the quotes. And, matter of fact, before we even get any further, let's take a listen to see, what Skip and Shannon says.
I have a problem with what LeBron said.
I don't have a problem with it. Actually, I like what he said. Because he said, Skip, look at the level that I'm playing at. And it's all for naught. I'm going to average 27, 28 points a game, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and guess what? I'm going to be home again. Probably missed the playoffs for the third time in 5 years since I've come to L.A. That's not what it's about. He says once you reach a certain level, and the greats reach that level, Skip, it's not just good enough to play well, because it's almost like they're playing meaningless basketball.
And see, just by listening to Shannon and, coming up with your own thought process of it, you can hear that in regards to LeBron James, like, it's just meaningless basketball that he's playing. And don't get me wrong, he's playing at an all-time high. I mean, you heard, Shannon and them say he's averaging like 28 points a game. And it's just not good enough. I mean, it's almost like he has to average like 30 to 35 points a game for them to possibly win. And that's not even a guarantee. And on top of that, as I said, they don't know when Anthony Davis is coming back. Russ is playing pretty decent off the bench, but that's not very impactful what he's giving you off the bench in regards to helping them win, because they're not winning still. And on top of that, when you look at this team all the way around, I thought they were a lot better, with the team they prior had to this one myself. Of course, I'm talking about when they were in the bubble. Of course, that team was a lot better. I trusted, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope more, Alex Caruso. I mean, they had better players to me than what they have now. And like, they had, guys who could shoot the ball. And my point is, they went from having guys who could shoot now to guys who are just have athleticism and just a bunch of guys. It's like they don't really all gel or fit together to make a complete team. And, as much as a lot of people aren't talking about it as well, Darvin Ham is a one-year coach. I mean, it's his first year coaching. So, I mean, he has a lot of inexperience in coaching. It's a lot that the Lakers are, at a deficit right now. And the front office is really not doing anything about it. I mean, of course, you hear a lot of these things about trades and all this, but we've been hearing that since, the offseason about them trading for several players. I mean, you heard Kyrie, you heard Kevin Durant. Hell, you even heard Zach LaVine, at one point, and you heard Buddy Hield, Miles Turner. I mean, you heard a lot of names, but nothing has transpired yet. And I'm not saying nothing will transpire, but for the Lakers' sake, they might want to have it transpire pretty soon, because I feel like LeBron is pretty much at a point where, he's either thinking about letting this go, getting that record and not worrying about it, and not maybe not coming back, or maybe try to, transition to another team where he can find himself possibly on the winning side of things. And, as in any Lakers fan out there, you got to look at it from this standpoint. You don't want to see LeBron go because you don't think that, you're probably not going to win no championships no time soon without a player like him. And there's not another Kobe Bryant in the league. Not right now. The closest I would say, some people would say maybe is Devin Booker, but that's, hit or miss there. But regardless, he's not on the Lakers. And Anthony Davis is not reliable enough to be the number one guy, because LeBron been trying to give him that number one spot. but it's just hard for Anthony Davis to take it because he's just not available enough. And when he is there at times, he doesn't dominate the way he's supposed to. Now, before he went out with injury, he was playing at an all-time high. He was playing at he was playing probably his best basketball I've ever seen him play. You know, it seemed like he was averaging like 30 and 15 rebounds every night or something like that. Then he had that 47 and 20 game rebound. I mean, he 55 points. I mean, he was just playing outstanding. But that's not something you're going to get from Anthony Davis every single night. You know, you got that for a stretch for him playing that way, but that's not continual. With that not being continual, you really can't count on that. That's not something consistently that he's going to be able to do. No player can play at that level. That was just a great stretch he had. But either way, he's not reliable. And eventually, LeBron's going to become not reliable because even though he's playing at a high level and has a lot of good things going for him, it doesn't really matter because the team is not winning, and LeBron is just pretty much wearing out mentally. And when a player wears out and checks out mentally, he's pretty much done with the team or done with basketball, or he's looking for another opportunity somewhere else. And, you know, as I said before, for Lakers fans, that's not what Lakers fans want to hear. And that's not what a lot of people in the NBA want to hear, because, you know, a lot of people, you know, push for him to be on the Lakers still and make it work, because the Lakers is one of those revered franchises, as one of the top franchises of all time, because they got so many championships. But you got to understand, LeBron is just really wearing down physically and mentally because he just doesn't see his team going anywhere. And as Shannon said, if you go further and listen to the video a lot further and check out Undisputed, you know, they're 14-21 is their record right now. And you really, since you've been watching them this season, you haven't really seen anything that can give you hope that this team will be even better going forward. As I said before, the games that Anthony Davis played where he was playing out of his mind, a lot of those games were close. A lot of those games came down to, you know, 5 points, 8-point game. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a lot of those games where he was putting up those numbers where, you know, him and LeBron James was sitting down in the fourth quarter with like 6-7 minutes to go in the game because they was up by like 30 points. You know, a lot of those games where he put up those massive numbers, they was only up by maybe 5 to 8 points. And it was a very, very close game still. So with him playing at that level, and for them to still only be up by a few points and, you know, have a lot of nail biter type games, being as close as they were, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign at all. And, you know, this team right here is just it really, without LeBron James, like a lottery team. You know what I'm saying? It's just a team that's with a bunch of guys on there, and their record would be horrible, even worse without LeBron. And, you know, the fact that LeBron doesn't have AD to count on, I think LeBron's just pretty much done with this team and done with all expectations of this team. So this could be another year that, you know, they miss out on the playoffs. And if it is, I can tell you, it's gonna put a little bit of a stain on LeBron's, you know, ending of his career. I mean, you know, him getting that, you know, all-time scoring award, you know, past, you know, Kareem and all that, that's fine. But not winning is just not what LeBron's about. And I could respect that. But at the same time, I understand LeBron put a lot of this on himself. You know, he wanted Westbrook, you know, and he vouched for a lot of things that they did, you know, for him, you know, for this team. So, you know, you got to blame LeBron a little bit for this too. And I think that he's just starting to check out because he doesn't see, you know, the silver lining. He doesn't see the light, you know, coming towards him. So whatever he decides to do, it's not going to surprise me. And it really wouldn't surprise me if he's now on the Lakers after this year. It really wouldn't surprise me if he retires after this year. It wouldn't surprise me either way, because I don't really see any other team where he can really actually just go to and still be a formidable player the way he is and contribute at the same level. And I mean, of course, he can go to like the Nets or something like that, but I don't see no point in him doing that, because, you know, it's like that'd just be, you know, riding for championships specifically. You know what I'm saying? He won't be a dominant figure, you know, because like he would be like the third guy on that team or something like that. I don't really see LeBron doing that. But I mean, we never know. We never know what's going to happen. So let's just, you know, see how this season pans out, and let's just see what the future brings for LeBron, because as of right now, it doesn't look promising, and it doesn't look like they're even going to make the playoffs based upon what I've seen so far. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, till next time.